Shalom, giving all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, the great millstone that teach us His truth through the spirit and power in the names of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, in the name of the only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. All right, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. And like I said earlier, double honors to the elders and the apostles, the teachers, the brethren on down of Great Millstone, GMS that teach this truth in 100% in doctrine and sincerity. All right, this is the part 2 lesson going into the exposure of Esau Edom, going into the lesson that Elder Ishiar had put up within 24 hours ago. Ultimately, just letting us know that salvation is nearer than when we believe, and the downfall of Esau Edom is biblical prophecy. But first, he's going to be exposed on all levels, all aspects, and then nuclear destruction. All right, so I want to get the first precept. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 in the GNT, verse 9, straight to the point. It says Esau represents the end of this age, all right, which is say Esau is the end of the world, which that word world go into aeon or eon, which goes into an age, a kingdom, a specific period of time of so-called mankind dwelling and ruling. And since Esau Edom is a man and not a god, even though he fashioned himself as a god, and not only as a god, but a god of the Most High, all right, the power of the Most High. You know, he called himself the chosen people of the Lord. All right, he believed that he can do more outstanding things than the creator of the heavens and the universe. All right, the creators of the heavens, the universe, the earth, so on and so forth. Having that God-like complex. All right, trying to be like the Most High, but he is just a mortal man, pursuing the Ezekiel, the 28th chapter. Which should go into Tyre, but symbolically, spiritually, is going into Esau Edom and the mind frame that he have towards other nations on the planet Earth. So we definitely living in the times of Esau's exposure, the time of the truth being declared, so on and so forth. And I'm gonna also get in the GNT Isaiah 29 and 15. Verse 15, Isaiah 29:15. Those who try to hide their plans from the Lord, Yahweh, are doomed. They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them or know what they are doing. They turn everything upside down. Which is more important, the potter or the clay? Can something you have made say you didn't make me? Or can it say you don't know what you are doing? Excuse me. And that's the mind frame of Esau Edom. All right, even though they're just mortal men, mortal creations or creatures, they really have in their minds that they are an unstoppable force that will not see the downfall. All right, unstoppable force that think that their houses and their rulership is going to continue forever. Their wealth, their fortune, their fame in the earth. But that's how like I said, well, like the scriptures say, these individuals think, how can you, being the creator, how are you, Salakia, being the creature or the creation, challenge the creator? All right, that's what it ultimately boiled down to. All right, and they turn things upside down in Babylon the Great. All right, a precept for that is Isaiah 5:20. All right, the ones that call good evil and evil good. All right, these are the same individuals that swear up and down that they are the chosen people of the Lord, but meanwhile breaking every law, statute, and commandment that is in this book, especially going into Leviticus 20 and 13. That's the number one indicator that they are not the people of the Lord, because that is a ultimate forbidden law. All right, if same relations, same partner relations. All right, I gotta watch my words. All right, you can read it for yourself. Leviticus 20 and 13. If you practice that type of act, you're an abomination to the Lord. And honestly, to me, that's just common knowledge, man. All right. If it wasn't the case, then Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua wouldn't create both man and woman. He would have just created all men or all women. All right, if that's the case. But, according to these Christian church and different denominators of Christianity, Roman Catholicism, they really truly think that the Lord is with that. That's why Christians say that the law is done away with, because they know most of their congregation, majority of the time, they practice this type of act. And especially you pastors. But meanwhile, you get on the men of GMS that teach the law on grape, that teach the law of a woman being of marriageable age, which we already know through the spirit, everything happened for a reason. And these women look forward towards older men. Younger women look towards older men, and older men look towards younger women, so they can be more obedient and more fertile to produce children, to produce and have a lineage of that Israelite man. But everything is, upside down in this society, Babylon the Great, instead of being right side up. All right, so that's also another indicator that the true people of the Lord are not those small hatters, man. Because they have something called Pink City, which practice, Leviticus 20 and 13, which is forbidden according to the scripts. All right, Salakia. I'm in traffic right now, so you most likely gonna hear a lot in the background noises. Esau just a smiling boy. Yeah, man, Esau in their heaven, they in their rulership, no matter what. Let me see. Salakia. I'm gonna get Psalm 73. In the GNT, and I'm gonna also get in the KJV. It reads, they do not suffer pain, they are strong and healthy. They do not suffer as other people do. They do not have the troubles that others have. And so they wear pride like a necklace and violence like a robe. Their hearts pour out evil, and their minds are busy with wicked schemes. They laugh at other people and speak of evil things. They are proud and make plans to oppress others. Starting off with the Israelites that they oppressed, and laugh at. All right, scarf and scorn. And ultimately, They oppress the people. You know why? Because it's in their power and rulership to do so, but not for long. All right. So not just the Israelites are being oppressed by this devil, but all the rest of the heathen nations. Going into Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, and verse 5. So we understand through the Spirit who is Esau Edom, what's his characteristic trait, and what's his final judgment. His final judgment is destruction, a nasty slip and fall, and he's not going to be risen anymore through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, to the point that they're going to be exterminated. All right, according to Obadiah 1:18, and like the elder Apostle Tahar say, even if we're wrong on that, which we know through the Spirit that we're not, because when they say this, it's not going to be any remaining of the house of Esau, we know there has to be a time of extermination. Just like how the tribe of Dan died off, all right, the tribe of Esau is going to die off too. And Dan was part of the chosen lineage. So how much more the border of wickedness? All right. And that's what people don't understand. And ultimately, they want to save this so-called white man and white woman. They want to save the Caucasian race. But you're not the Most High. That's what people fail to realize, man. You're not in control. You're just vessels, creatures playing your part. Either you're going to be of the elect or you're not. And that's what it boils down to. That's why our elders and apostles say, look, this word is only for the elect. Nothing more, nothing less. All right, the program still, the program is still stand. The doctrine still stands that this truth is only for the elect of Israel. Because not all Israel is of Israel to the point that they're not going to be saved. Like it say in the book of Zechariah 13:8, two parts therein shall be cut off and die. They're going to die in the land of Babylon the Great because they refused to hearken unto the Lord by the way of the prophets. The low level, insignificant, not famous, not wealthy men out there on the highways and hedges. And the reason I say that because of the video that Elder Manak Zabal did out of GMS, South Carolina, dealing with a response video about Waka Flocka Flame visiting one of the camps. And ultimately, that's how people look at us. If we ain't on the same status as them, first of all, they already look at us sideways because we're the same people. All right, that's that Stockholm Syndrome and that self-hatred. So let alone if you just a regular so-called Negro, Latino, Native American that's just working, living paycheck to paycheck, barely making ends meet, whatever the case. You're not on, not on their status. Psalm 73 in the KJV, verse 4. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. All right, and ultimately, even in death, their strength stand firm because they have something called generational wealth. All right, certain Edomites that have inheritance passed down from generation to generation. Like the elder Apostle Tahar said, that old money, which has been established by the way of slavery, captivity, upon who? The Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indian descent, so-called Haitians and Jamaicans. All right, according to the Bible. But ultimately, you got to have the Spirit upon you to determine and to navigate the scriptures. All right, those people over there in the land right now are not the chosen people of the Most High God, Yahweh. Because via through prophecy, those people were going to be in bondage, captivity, oppression, at the bottom, all right, in the last days. And ultimately, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to redeem them from their troubles. But according to this precept, it's letting you know there are it's a certain nation out here that don't see trouble as other men do. They don't have to worry about, you know, if they have enough money. And this goes for all the people of the world, you know, even their own heathen counterparts of Esau. All right, the average Babylonian Edomites, they even get shitted on. All right, because if you're not of their lineage or not of their house, hey, they gonna cast you out as a heathen. All right, roughly paraphrasing, they're gonna cast you out as being one of the you know, as likened unto the chosen people of the Lord, the Israelites. All right, just a lot going on. All right, motherfuckers sure know how to look at you. Anyway, verse 5, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment. All right, and that's how they roll, man, by the way of violence and pride. All right, deception. And that's the MO, or the characteristic traits of Esau Edom. Okay, and they're not in trouble as other men, talking about the super rich elites, because these are the same individuals that do not have to wake up to an average 9 to 5. They don't have to wake up going to a job. All right, they practically, they own everything on the planet Earth. All the wealth, all different businesses, so on and so forth. And you, to the point you even got a good welfare system that's in the land of Amalek right now, known as today's time Jerusalem, Israel, which is not their land, but pursuing the prophecy, Ezekiel the 36th chapter, that they were going to be appointed that land, given unto that land to rule only for a short season. All right, they're not in plagued as other men. That's why they don't go through financial troubles. And even when this collapse happened, these elites are going to be in so-called underground bunkers, so-called living it up, until that wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai falls upon them, which is going to happen by the hand of the nation of Israel, as it say in Ezekiel the 25th chapter. All right. So that's what we're looking forward to, man. These devils, for far too long, they've been lying and deceiving the people of the earth, the people of the world. But now Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is exposing them. Why? Because it's the end. And if you don't believe that, then that's on you. You can keep believing in America. You can keep believing that this place is going to get better. And guess what? It's fucking not. And that's what's wrong with our people. All right? They don't never take shit serious until it really affects their pockets. Ultimately, when this dollar collapse, and Esau Edom going to tell you, either you're going to starve and die off, or you're going to take my device, which is spiritually and through the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It's his mark, his device. All right, it's his plague that he's bringing upon the planet Earth. It's his will, according to the scriptures. But nonetheless, Esau Edom is going to have that way of security. I'm gonna just say that, because people really, especially when all hell break loose and this dollar collapse, people are going to look forward to some type of security. And because they're not going to have the spiritual security, they're going to look for physical and carnal, security, man. All right, because at the end of the day, money, like the people say in the world, money make the world go round. This is the only reason why Americans work. All right, this is the only reason why they followed the American dream. You know, getting some type of fame, status, wealth in America by the way of the money system, the paper dollar, fiat currency. All right, but soon, very soon, the Lord is going to shut all this down, and He's going to put every American back against the wall, like the elders say. It's going to be a major shakeup in the house of Israel. At the end of the day, man, that goes for me, and that goes for all the teachers, all the believers, on down to you average Americans. We're all going to get tested in a horrific way. But if you're of the elect, you shall endure. If you're of the elect, you're going to endure unto the end and be saved. That's why we pray that the Lord continue to deal with us. The Lord put the Spirit upon us to continue to do what we're doing. Let me go to Nahum 3. I know the elder, because I'm going to try to not get scriptures that the elder went into. All right, like I said, his channel and his page right here, topic of Amalek, points back at them. And that's the time we're living in, the time of exposure, the time of truth being declared and corruption being weeded out. Because for far too long, and pursuing the Habakkuk 2 and verse 16, shameful spewing shall be upon our glory. For far too long, and even me vividly, I can remember learning about American history. American history was, whether people believe it or not, off of bloodshed. It came through bloodshed, robbery, murder, stealing of the land. People still have yet to realize these Caucasian people stole this land, man. Why is it? But now you know that they're guilty, because they said let bygones be bygones. But that's why, man, we cannot wait to put our hands on you fucking heathens, man. And I wonder, and we already know it's not gonna happen, because even when we talk about slavery now and Esau, Edom being recompensed for it, payback for it, they get shaken up. All right. That's why at the end of the day, they're against this truth. All right. And they're doing everything in their power to shut down the program of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. But guess what? You're not in control, Esau. The Most High control you, you dumbass. And that's why I'm saying, man, I'm tired of these Edomites, man. Me personally, and me as I'm going to the job right now, it's one Pacific Edomite. That is on my mind right now. That I cannot wait through the spirit and power and through the faith and belief of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. I cannot wait to put his ass in subjection. Because these fucking Edomites swear up and down they know something, man. They don't know shit. And the only reason they're in power today, because the Lord allowed you. He gave you the power. And I can't wait till the Lord strip it away from you, man. All right. And then even boil down to our people, they really trust and believe in this system. Shit is fucking sickening. Nahum 3 and 4. Because of the multitudes of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts, which goes in the Habakkuk 2 and 5. It says, behold, I am against thee. All right, the Lord is against you, saith the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. Shameful spewing shall be upon their glory. All right. And that's what it ultimately boils down to, man. The Lord is really exposing these devils. And for you Israelites, if you have a spiritual understanding, eyes that you may see and ears that you may hear, man, you should be fucking grateful, man. All right. Here, throughout ages and generations, the Lord none destroyed us by the way of these devils. And here, through the gospel and the teaching of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you know, he gave us this truth to understand what's going to happen, to understand that recompense and payback is coming our way. All right. For our sake, man, the Lord is about to redeem the whole house of Israel, not those Amalekites, man, because they're living in their heaven right now. And it, like I say, and it's all me being, you know, emotional right now through the spirit. This shit is insane that motherfuckers really don't see a problem with these fucking devils. But meanwhile, Jakes, we the problem. You know, us being the prophets, us coming out week in, week out, prophesying the downfall of Babylon the Great. We're the problem. And it don't make, that's why I say, man, look. That's why it's something called a 2/3. Jake always got something to say until the Lord slap him in the goddamn face, man. Via through judgments. And we cannot wait. All right? And Salakia for my rant. Like I say, man, watch this video, be edified. Till the next time, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, teach us this truth. Peace, love, and blessing to the elect scattered around the four corners of the earth, mainly in Babylon the Great. Until next time, I say shalom. That's peace. All right, until the hopeful, fearful elect. Till next time, shalom, man.